The Cheeseboy 628 Show, starring Cheeseboy 628.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy 628 here today giving you an OU tier Pokemon Showdown battle. And let me just say this was definitely one of the more fulfilling battles that I've had recently, and you'll see why, and I'll talk about that later. But anyway, my team here is a Sun team I've been using for some time now. It's Specs, Ninetales, Life Orb, Mamoswine, just support Fortress, Life Orb, Venusaur, Sash, Dugtrio, and then Calm Mind, Latias. Now looking at my opponent's team, it definitely doesn't look very well structured as 2/3 of his team is weak to ground. So Mamoswine and Dugtrio are going to have a fun time taking out these pokes. But they are all pretty big threats, but the worst problem is that last poke on the right there, Liepard. That thing is going to screw me over and you'll see why. But yeah, let's just see how this battle goes. So I'm just going to start out with my Ninetales to get up my Sun as soon as possible, and he starts out with Terrakion, and I'm feeling kind of threatened, so I'm just going to go out right to my Fortress and take the EQ very nicely. Now the opportunity to set up a bunch of hazards, he has 2 fire types, so setting up Stealth Rocks is already going to be very nice, and setting up Toxic Spikes and Spikes are going to be very beneficial as well since he has all grounded pokes. So once again, it's about team structure. But the problem is this Liepard, and a lot of the game is just me figuring out how to destroy this thing. As you'll see pretty soon, it's going to be that really obnoxious set of Foul Play, Swagger, Substitute, and T-Wave. So there's definitely a lot of hacks that are going to be on my side, and I just really need to hope that I can break through. Every now and then he's going to go for some more Swaggers, and so I just want to switch out so I don't have to eat up a Foul Play and take a ton of damage. Unfortunately, that does cause my pokes to get paralyzed quite a bit, so I'm not going to have as much offensive pressure because I'll be much slowed down. But nonetheless, I should be able to eventually take out this Liepard with just a couple of my pokes. I don't want to switch in too many things, as like I said, I don't want to eat up too many T-Waves, but I do have the idea that I want to get a free switch in a Mamo. But it's going to be pretty difficult seeing as it does have Prankster and it is behind a sub, so I'm not going to have the best situation there. I'm just switching out between Ninetales and Fortress, hoping that I'm getting a lucky break, possibly maybe set up my final layer of Spikes, but so far it's not working too well. I'm going to take another Swagger here, I hope I can get a layer of Spikes, but what happens, of course, I hit myself twice. Now I'm going to go into Latias, and it's not necessarily the best play, but I go back into Fortress, and I really wanted to go into Mamo here, but I thought it was risky, so I went back to Fortress, of course. So this Liepard is just the bane of my existence, and you may be wondering right now, why is this battle so important? Well, eventually it gets to a part where he randomly started the battle timer, and it was around like turn 26 or so maybe just a few more turns, and you won't see it of course since it was in the chat, but nonetheless it was kind of annoying, just like, why did you turn on the timer just randomly in the middle of the battle when I was responding perfectly normal? And he didn't respond, but that's alright. I'm just trying to take out this Liepard. It's being a nuisance, and maybe he's just that player that has to have Liepard, and of course an OU is so annoying. I finally go into Venusaur now. I'm just switching through all these pokes, and there gets to be a point I bring in Mamo, and I think, you know what, this is it. He can't T-Wave me. I just need to break down this Liepard. So I lose my huge threat of Mamo, but I'll be alright. I go with Ninetales here. I'm just going to go for the HP fighting right off the bat, and HP fighting is to counter T-Tars in case they try to pursue trap you. But yeah, finally that Liepard's gone, so my battle is going to be much easier now. Even with the Calm Mind, that Keldeo isn't taking it too well, and I'm really just foddering off my Ninetales now because it's really not going to be much of use. It's paralyzed, it's not going to do much. I'm going to go into Venusaur now, easily take out that Keldeo with the Giga Drain. All of my hazards that I want are up, so his pokes are not going to have a fun time. And this Arcanine comes in, I can Sludge Bomb it if I feel like it, but what do? I go into Latias because I am max defense, max HP, take that extreme speed alright, except it did get a crit, but on the bright side, that was a crit. So with a life orb boost, I took it pretty well. But then this guy has outrage on freaking Arcanine. Of course I can revenge it, it's just so weird, because before this the guy went herder, and I'm like, what? Why did you comment herder? That I don't know. Anyway, I trapped this Terrakion, kind of. He brought it in, but still I can just kill it with Earthquake. So he was just kind of being a nuisance to me, and I just didn't like it, and I just don't like those players. Please don't be that player, because I just get very irritated at that. He goes for the extreme speed here. I'm guessing he's banded potentially. Seems like he is, and he's just going to stay in because there's so many hazards that the pressure is just too much for him. So I'm eventually going to take him out. But here's where it got kind of interesting. I guess I'll probably show the chat, but basically I thought his only win condition out, like I lost a lot of pokes from this thanks to Liepard, but the only way he can win here is if his Raikou is sub-calm mine, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want him setting up a lot. So I'm going to go right after Venusaur, and he was saying something like, I can't believe you're about to let me just sweep you. Well, he said something more like, I can't believe you're just about to let me do this. But nonetheless, I knew what he's talking about, and luckily I did understand the situation, and I'm able to wither him away until basically I can definitely take him out from this range, or if not, Toxic will take him out. So he decides to forfeit. Nonetheless, I think that was a pretty good match, because it's pretty fulfilling to face those people who are kind of rude to you, and when you're able to beat them, it's just kind of nice, because it's just really unfortunate when there's opponents like that. Like, this is just a game. Come on, guys. Have fun. Sure, I get mad at hacks. I will not deny that one bit. But don't be a poor sport if you win or lose. Like, if it's hacks, sure, I understand a bit, but don't be rude to players. I really don't like that. So yeah, guys, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, sub, and until later, peace.